The first one is the B Sensio coming to HBO Max by by Kirk Cousin News. Like so, yeah. I wonder what B Sensio.
To Corkine Today weekend. HBO Max is adding some new channels following in the steps of Disney Plus and other live TVs, or I should say on-demand services, adding a live option with it. This comes as big changes are about to happen at HBO Max. We're going to break it all down, give you a quick view of this as we try to help you break free from the high cost of TV and still watch the shows you enjoy. You can find a link to the story in the show notes. If you like what we do, hit that thumbs up or hit that subscribe button for more daily videos just like this one. All right, HBO Max has launched some new features with a bunch of new channels. Now, you already see these to a lesser extent on other services. Disney Plus has a handful of them. Paramount Plus has done this and more. But now you're going to find 24/7 streaming live channels of DC content, The Big Bang Theory, adult animation, Friends, Harry Potter, holiday favorites, Middle-earth, Rick and Morty, The Sopranos, Sex and the City, True Crimes, and World and more.
Really?
And now, these are 24/7 laid-back experience. For example, if you know you want to watch Rick and Morty, but you don't really care what you watch on it, you just want some background TV. I call them the cleaning the house, replying to the emails, whatever it is. You just want something in the background other than maybe watching my videos, right? These are great channels for this. This comes, though, at a time where HBO Max is at a big crossroads. Of course, a deal has been made that will sell it to Netflix, and the future of it's unknown. Paramount's been trying to buy it too, and they still may be successful. The word is, though, that Paramount would like to basically dissolve HBO Max and roll it into Paramount Plus or merge the two and rename it. We'll have to see which name survives. But Netflix is a little less clear what exactly they plan to do with it. I've heard rumors that they may keep it, strip a bunch of content over to Netflix, but make it like an add-on or an independent service still with some exclusive content there with it. We'll have to wait and see how that plays out. Wouldn't surprise me at all to see Netflix basically abandon the HBO Max brand and roll it into Netflix. But there's a problem there. The cost of that. Would people pay $30+ a month for Netflix? So it wouldn't surprise me at all to have it still remain. Now, Paramount's not done yet. They're making a hostile takeover bid, something Warner Brothers Discovery has said they're considering. We'll have to wait and see how that plays out because we don't know the future there. And 2026 is going to be a pivotal year. When will this all happen? Well, at the earliest, we're looking at late 2026 in the second half or early 2027, pending legal challenge from Paramount and other places. We'll watch it closely. But with this, they continue to develop it, make changes to it more. Now, a few things here. Some stuff is leaving HBO Max next year, including live sports. TNT Sports and more is going to be leaving as in early 2026. The cable networks of Warner Brothers Discovery owns, including TNT, TBS, True TV, and more, will break off into an independent company. They are expected to launch their own streaming service. That'll be an independent one. So maybe available as an add-on at HBO Max. We'll wait and see. But you're going to be losing that. Now, you also just saw them lose CNN Live News is leaving there. You used to have a CNN dedicated section. Some CNN on-demand content is remaining. But the live channel for CNN will be leaving HBO Max as they have launched their own streaming service over there. Everybody wants you to pay for their own content. We'll watch this happen, but a lot happened in the world of HBO Max. Again, they just launched a bunch of live on-demand or live channels with a collection of classic programming. They are about to lose CNN content and sports content, even more so now that this deal is coming, as those both have launched or are going to launch their own streaming service. In the overall future, the service is just in doubt as HBO Max is being sold either to Netflix or Paramount Plus right now. Those are the two big ones. A deal has been made with Netflix, but Paramount's making a hostile takeover bid that could see them still become the winner of HBO Max. We'll watch this all closely, have full coverage over at CoreCarsNews.com. But if you like what we do here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up. We do videos like this almost every day, breaking down the world of cord cutting helping you learn more about everything happening with streaming to help you save money but still watch the shows you enjoy. Until next time, take care, be safe. I'll be back again real soon.
Well, this one is what's up, Daniel Bowie? What's up? This one is what you need to know about driving on Black Ice by ABC News.
It's a worst case scenario. Vehicles losing control. You're in that car. This deputy nearly hit by an out of control car in Wisconsin. To find out how debilitating black ice can be,
the vehicle can spin out.
we head to the frigid GM Proving Ground in Milford, Michigan. Here, they use state-of-the-art tiles to simulate icy road conditions like invisible black ice, snow, and slush. Essentially a runway to put its vehicles through the worst winter has to offer. Josh Stidham is a Chevrolet engineer, and he says some of those scary spinouts likely occur in older cars without anti-lock brakes or electronic stability control. So for our first demonstration, we intentionally disabled those systems.
I'm only doing 30 miles an hour, but if I slam on the brakes, you can see that with no system active, you can see that I don't have any control. I'm just sliding no matter what steering input I put in.
You're turning that wheel, nothing's happening.
Correct.
What should people do when they're on this road and they see this black ice and they hit the black ice?
You can drive across this slippery surface with very light throttle inputs, very slight steering inputs, and the vehicle doesn't spin out of control because there's nothing upsetting the vehicle.
And when you do need to turn, no matter what kind of car you're driving, Josh says to perform one action at a time. While still in a straight line, gently press on the brake to slow the vehicle. Once at a safe speed, release the brake and then make your turn. Once the wheel is straight again, that's when you accelerate. Steering combined with braking or accelerating increases your chances of losing control.
You should try to do one and only one thing at the same time.
If you can't avoid a fishtail, you want to steer calmly in the direction you want to go.
So basically, if the rear of the vehicle is moving to the right, you want to steer to the right.
Now we reactivate the anti-lock brakes and electronic stability control. That tells each wheel when to brake, now required on all cars and most trucks and SUVs built after 2012.
I'm braking, you can see I'm steering, the vehicle is going where I want to, it's not out of control.
When you start turning, that's when you start losing control. The system, though, is activating, and the system is keeping the car pretty much in control.
But Josh warns no system is foolproof. His number one tip for all drivers, a simple one.
If conditions are inclement out there, slow down.
Yeah, slow down. So again, if you must drive, use those soft movements as much as you can. Slow down, increase the distance between you and the car that's right in front of you. So give yourself that time to react. And get this, experts also caution against using cruise control in icy conditions, because if your car starts to slide, that cruise control may try to maintain your speed when all you want to do is actually slow down.
Yeah. Those soft movements, as you mentioned,
Yep.
key, because once you start turning the wheel, then all sorts
Then you start spinning out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Gio, for that. We appreciate it. What are you judging me, Jeanette?
When you start swerving all over the place, it's bad news. Yes, you're right.
I'm a bit animated this morning. You know, it's the weekend. All right.
This one is Speed Sandy are coming to Hulu in 2026. But Cord got the news. Look.
Welcome back to the Core Cars News Tech Lab. So we are just a few weeks away from 2026, which is hard to believe, but in 2026, a few big things are going to happen in the world of cord cutting, including Hulu is shutting down its app. It's going to get rid of its dedicated app and be merged into Disney Plus. So we're going to show you everything you need to know about this, answer some common questions we get, and more with this. First, though, if you like what we do here, hey, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button or hit that thumbs up. It lets YouTube know you enjoy what we do here. We try to cover the world of cord cutting to help you save money, but still watch the shows you enjoy through streaming and different options. So we're going to break down everything happening in the world of Hulu with this right now, starting off with Disney Plus. Now, what's happening here? In 2026, in the first half of the year, Disney's announced that the Hulu dedicated app will go away. No more Hulu dedicated app with that. For over a year now, they've had Hulu On Demand available inside the Disney Plus app. So you got the For You, Disney Plus, Hulu, and ESPN. So you can go up here and go over to Hulu and access your Hulu content. Going forward for Hulu On Demand, this will be the only way to be able to access Hulu inside the Disney Plus app will be the only way to get it. What about Hulu Plus Live TV? Because this is only on-demand content. Well, we don't have full answers for that. It's anticipated that now that there's a joint venture with Fubo, that Hulu Plus Live will probably merge into the Fubo app as a different plan, kind of a different tier maybe inside of it. They have not announced details about that. So I don't have full answers for that. Maybe they roll out a brand new app, but there is talk that they may be doing away with the Hulu Plus Live brand and have that be completely separate, maybe under a different Fubo name with that. But we'll wait and see. But inside here is everything on demand for Hulu. You notice all the categories in here. You can sort it with different things, recently added, and more. Very similar to what it's been for some time. Looks a lot like Disney Plus. You can go in here, you got Dancing the Stars. You can add it to your favorites, watch a trailer, play an episode with this, and more. For now, there's some confusion on another very common question. Will I be able to get Hulu and not Disney Plus? Well, Disney's been definitely pushing Hulu as an add-on to Disney Plus, really trying to make that the main way people get it, Disney Plus, then add Hulu. We don't know. It does seem for now, though, you'll be able to continue to get standalone access to it. I believe you will still be able to log into the Disney Plus app and only get your Hulu content if you pay for that. It means all the Disney Plus content will be blocked out from you. Now, there's been some crossover. Some content on Disney Plus is also in Hulu. Some content from Hulu is also in Disney Plus. But a lot of it is separate and not duplicated across the two services. For now, you'll need to have both if you want to get full access to everything with it. For example, you got, Home Alone series here, but I believe Home Alone's also in the Disney Plus app. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. It could be something they rotate, but I know for Christmas last year, it was. And then also you get the fact that there's on-demand or access to recently aired stuff, like on Fox. On Hulu, you get the most recent kind of episodes of The Simpsons, but not the full back catalog. But over on Disney Plus, you get the full back catalog of The Simpsons. So there you go. So there is what you need to know. If you're a Hulu customer, for now, not much changes, but it may be worth your time to start. If you're an on-demand only user, start using the Disney Plus app, get used to it, get acquainted with it. Disney seems to really, I didn't mean to fully close that. Let me go back into it. Disney seems to be really wanting to turn the Disney Plus app into its one-stop shop. Not only is Hulu being integrated into it, but also ESPN Plus and ESPN Unlimited content. You can go in here and go over to ESPN, and in here, here's all that ESPN. If you're an ESPN Unlimited customer, you can get ESPN Live, ESPN Plus content, and more all included with it. You see, I have to unlock ESPN with this if I wanted to access it that way. Yeah. It seems that Disney's trying to make this a one-stop shop. Why have 3 apps that you have to maintain all the apps for when you could have everything integrated into Disney Plus? But the downside to that is, how exactly is this going to fully work once Hulu Plus Live shuts down, or Hulu app shuts down? What about Hulu Plus Live? Don't know, because they made it clear that that is not integrating into Disney Plus with this. Doesn't mean they couldn't change their mind, but at this moment, Hulu Plus Live is remaining an independent app, and is widely expected to merge into Hulu post-merger. Well, there you go. Quick recap. First of all, in early 2026, Hulu will become exclusively available, Hulu on demand, through the Disney Plus app. Hulu Plus Live TV, we don't know the full answer to, but it's expected to become exclusively available through the Fubo app going forward. What does that mean to access the on-demand stuff from that? All that, we don't know. We'll have to wait and see what Disney announces early next year. You can have just a Hulu subscription and not a Disney Plus app subscription, but we'll see how that plays out going forward. And when will this happen? They say in the first half of 2026. An exact date has not been announced. Well, there you go. There's a quick breakdown of everything happening with Hulu to get you prepared for it. Are you a Hulu subscriber? They saw one of the largest jumps recently with 8 million new customers thanks to deals to bundle it into different services or different offers with it. And that's really helped it grow. So if you are one of those people, don't worry. It's not fully going away, just changing how you access it. Well, until next time, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up. Doing one or both lets YouTube know you enjoy what we do here, so they recommend our videos to more people. And we'll be back again soon with another video. Until then, take care, be safe. I'll talk to you all again real soon.
This one is opening less text from grab before swap before cross we in trouble by fact 25 online no.
The wife of NASCAR legend Greg Biffle sent a heartbreaking text just minutes before their plane crashed.
According to People magazine, she texted her mother, "We're in trouble." Fox 35's Garrett Weimer joins us live in the Alert Center. So, Garrett, this is a very tragic situation.
Yeah, heartbreaking, tragic. Greg Biffle, his wife, 2 kids, and 3 others died in that crash yesterday. The magazine reporting Christina Biffle texted her mother those 3 words, "We're in trouble," and that was the last anyone heard from them. The NTSB gave an update just a couple of hours ago, 10 minutes from the time the plane took off until it crashed. The NTSB says it's not aware of a Mayday call and really not sure why right now, why that plane turned around to head back to the airport before it went down. So at the moment, they are analyzing debris, audio recordings, witness statements, radar. Really, they're scouring everything they can to figure out what happened here. The plane crashed around 10:15 yesterday morning at Statesville Regional Airport in North Carolina. And right now, they're also not sure who was piloting the plane at the time. But as it went down, it hit runway lights, trees, and a fence before coming to rest along the runway.
We know those on board were deeply rooted in this community, and we know it's especially tough on the families this time of year in this community. So you will be in our hearts and our thoughts and our prayers during this time.
The NTSB says it's too soon to say if weather played a factor. It was drizzling at the time, but winds were calm, and investigators say the skies were clear enough for visual flight conditions. There was also a voice recorder recovered from the cockpit. Investigators are soon going to move that wreckage to a different location so they can keep looking into it. The NTSB expects to release a preliminary report in about 30 days, but a full investigation could take a year to a year and a half before we see a final report. Live in the studio, Garrett Weimer, Fox 35 News.
Garrett, thank you.
The next one is plane crashes while landing at North Carolina Regional Airport by Fox Weather.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Right now, you're looking at new visuals at Statesville Regional Airport in North Carolina. That's north of Charlotte, where a plane has reportedly crashed, and it's happened just after 10 a.m. Eastern this morning. The crash occurred at the end of a runway. Now, adverse weather conditions were reported in the area at the time of the crash.
We're joined now by pilot and meteorologist J.P. Dice. J.P., good to see you. Of course, this is a really tragic story.
Yeah.
We've been trying to really
tragic.
comb through the details that we can with weather data, but also to flight aware data showing that the plane had taken off from the airport, but was returning as it attempted to land, therefore crashed. So do you have any ideas, any insight as to what we're seeing unfold?
Yeah, usually when that happens, that means the airplane has taken off and you've run into some sort of technical issue, something is abnormal, and you're returning back to the field. So that could have been the case here. I don't think this was a test flight or just kind of what we call working the pattern. Certainly with the weather the way it was, one would not think you would do that. It was a situation where they're returning to the field for some reason. Now, if it were indeed something, a problem with the airplane, the weather conditions in place at that time would really make that more challenging. A lot of times the weather may be low like that. We're talking low ceilings, 300-400 feet ceilings, which is nothing that is going to be a problem for a jet aircraft, but you add a technical issue and that compounds what you're dealing with. Certainly something we train in the simulator for.
JP, we're looking at the video here, and I don't know how long after this was taken, after the plane crashed, but do you think conditions could have rapidly deteriorated with this line of rain coming in and just caught them by off guard?
Now, I don't think that would have happened. That would be very unlikely. I think probably this jet was going somewhere. I looked on FlightAware myself. It looked as if it had a number of flights today set for parts of South Florida. Most likely, that's where the airplane was heading. I know I've taken off in airplanes before, and you get a warning light, you get some kind of abnormality, and the first thing you do, you return back to the field. And we brief that before we take off. We're like, if there's any kind of issues, once we get in the air, here's what we're going to do. We're going to land on this runway, and we're going to handle it like this. Now, when you do add in the fact that you do have low visibility and low ceilings, it makes that a much more difficult task, a higher workload than if you have a pretty, what we call, VFR day, where you have sunshine and you can look out the window and see the airport, not have to do a visual approach or come in especially low to stay underneath the clouds.
And JP, this is obviously, it seems to be a private airport, a private airfield, in terms of the planes that are taking off here. Now closed because of this crash. But I'm just curious, we're 45 miles away from Charlotte, a massive airport hub. Is there a scenario in which this could impact any larger airports regionally? I'm thinking Charlotte, Atlanta, with a small airport shut down like this.
No, that's a satellite airport to the larger airports. In many cases, you have corporate operators that are based at those smaller airports because it's more convenient. It's easier in, easier out than the larger hub type airports. So that's why you see a lot of business aviation based at those kind of fields. I've been in the Statesville myself, and that's what it's really. It's maintenance facilities, and you have private operators, private aircraft that are based there. So I don't see any implications at larger surrounding airports. But yeah, a big concern today. Anybody in Statesville is going to be shut down for a while as they kind of figure all of this out and deal with the airplane, the damage from that airplane from the crash earlier today.
And we're looking at the runway itself is what, over 6,000 feet long. You don't think that it was? I'm looking at it's a smaller airplane itself. Do you think hydroplaning could have been a problem with this?
No, I don't think it ever landed. I think we ended up with a crash. I don't think, based on what I'm seeing, that the airplane even made contact with the ground. This looked like this was a crash returning back to the airport for whatever reason. We don't know at this point, but they were trying to come back they had taken off. They're trying to come back into Statesville, and it did not work out.
Yeah, just a tragic story. JP, always appreciate your insight coming on here to Fox Weather. I appreciate you speaking with us as we continue to learn more about this crash.
Yeah, thanks for the expertise, sir.
You bet.
Yeah.
Wow. This is by WHOC TV9. NASCAR driver Greg Biffle family in search for plane crash. Oh.
Breaking now on Eyewitness News at 5, a deadly plane crash. The victims believed to be NASCAR driver Greg Biffle and his immediate family.
Wow.
Tonight, the Statesville Regional Airport is ground zero for investigators. Their focus, these burned pieces of the jet. Golfers nearby dropped to the ground before the deadly impact.
And as it kept approaching the tree line, we realized that it was way too low.
Team coverage now on Channel 9. Expert insight into the type of aircraft involved, what the flight path tells us, and the less than ideal flying conditions.
And a focus on the victims.
If I don't put my tools down and go to the airport, get my helicopter out and try and go get them, I don't know, who will.
Biffle's generosity after Helene tore through western North Carolina. Full and comprehensive coverage. You're watching Eyewitness News live at 5. Channel 9 was first on the scene shortly before 11 a.m. this morning.
Our team has been talking to witnesses and investigators out there all day. Let's catch you up on the very latest tonight. In the past 20 minutes, the Biffle family released a statement saying Greg, his wife Christina, son Ryder, and daughter Emma were among the 7 people who were on board and died in this plane crash. Condolences are pouring in from the NASCAR community tonight as the NTSB says it will start its investigation tonight.
We have team coverage for you, sharing stories from people who saw the tragedy unfold and people who witnessed Biffle's humanitarian impact after Hurricane Helene.
Let's start with our Dave Faraday. He was the first reporter at the Statesville Regional Airport this morning. He starts our team coverage to share how the scene out there has evolved throughout the day. Dave?
Scott, this is about as close as we could get to that crash scene. If you look behind me, you can see the airport. Let me step over the camera real quick. And I'm just going to kind of push in and grab a focus there off in the distance. You can see what's left of that plane after the crash earlier today. Something else we found out from some eyewitnesses, they actually described seeing fire and flames as the plane was coming back in this area. This roadway runs right along the end of the runway. I can actually see some charred marks down off in this direction. Our cameras captured this video shortly after the crash as smoke rose from the wreckage at the Statesville Regional Airport. Eyewitnesses described seeing the plane go down during the landing and smoke and flames across the end of the runway. The Cessna Citation was owned by former NASCAR driver Greg Biffle.
The whole end of the runway was on fire, so I knew something, plane had come down.
300 yards from the crash scene, Scott Same was working at a construction project at the new terminal at the airport and saw smoke and flames. There was so much damage here, he immediately thought of the people on board.
I was sad for the folks. We're here in the Christmas season, and there's going to be some families that's hurting at this time.
Yeah. The city of Statesville confirmed the airport is now closed because of the crash site and the debris on the runway. According to FlightAware, the plane's flight plan showed the aircraft taking off at 10:06 this morning from Statesville Regional and climbing to just over 2,000 feet in elevation. These men were working near the terminal when it went down.
It was thick. When I walked over there, you could actually see the flames, and I mean, it was huge. It's very sad, very sad. And praying for everybody.
A lot of prayers going up tonight. The NTSB posted this afternoon that their team will be arriving sometime this evening. Looking behind me right now, I don't see anyone around the plane. I do see 2 state trooper cars out there, but they are inside their vehicles right now, possibly waiting for that team from the NTSB to begin their investigation. NTSB says they plan on holding a briefing at some point tomorrow. Reporting live from Statesville, I'm Dave Faraday, Channel 9 Eyewitness News.
All right, Dave, thank you. Do you want to continue to read some late-breaking details in this statement just coming in from the Biffle family tonight? They say that family friends Dennis Dutton and his son Jack were also on that plane, as well as Craig Wadsworth. Their statement says, quote, each of them meant everything to us, and their absence leaves an immeasurable void in our lives. At this moment, our focus is on honoring their lives and supporting one another.
Yeah.
Now, the plane was a Cessna Citation built in 1981. It has 2 Pratt & Whitney engines. Its range is about 1,500 nautical miles, and it seats about 7 to 8 people.
Let's take you through the path of the flight so far. You can see the Citation. It climbs up to about 2,000 feet, starts to head southwest as it follows, you can see here, parallel to I-40 and along Highway 70 right there. It appears to start to lose altitude. It gets down to about 1,300 feet, and then it starts to turn back to the northeast. As we see the animation continue, they're still setting there to the south. The climbs to about 1,900 feet. Now, everything in this flight tracker happens over about 7 minutes time. We learned this afternoon the plane was supposed to go to Sarasota, Florida today. From there, it was scheduled to fly to Treasure Cay Airport in the Bahamas, and then back to Fort Lauderdale, Florida, and returning to Statesville tonight. So all that in one day.
Now we want to show you this new video. You can see just how far the plane skidded after it made impact on the ground, crossing over a road there, crashing through a fence, and then going all the way across the field. It left a trail of scorched earth and smoke in its wake. Channel 9's Joe Bruno is continuing our live team coverage. He spoke with a golfer who saw it all happen.
Well, the golf course is right next to the runway, and he says he could tell something was wrong. The plane was just way too low, and it looked like the plane tried to make a last-minute effort to go back into the sky before crashing. This video taken by Joshua Green shows the aftermath of the deadly plane crash. Black smoke billowing into the air. Green and his buddies were golfing on the course next to the runway when it happened.
I turned my head and looked at my buddies go on the ground, and that's when I saw the plane reach the tree line of hole 9 and ultimately nosedive into the ground. It was terrible to watch, and all of us in the group are still shaken up.
Green called 911 and ran toward the wreckage before backing away, worried there may be another explosion. This video shows how the plane appeared to skid across the ground before coming to its final resting place on the end of the runway.
It's almost like they assumed that people would be on the golf course, so they pulled up just to try and make it over the golf course and to the runway that's just over the tree line on hole 9. But ultimately didn't make it.
The Highway Patrol believes NASCAR legend and community leader Greg Biffle was on board the flight with his family. Green says his thoughts and prayers are with everyone who knew him.
Greg is a great guy and a valuable member of the community, and what he's done, especially with the hurricane late last year, using this plane to take resources to and from. And from what I've heard about him, he sounds like a great guy, and it's a tragic event that's occurred today.
Yeah.
And he says, just like the conditions are right now, they were poor at the time of that crash landing. Reporting live in Statesville, Joe Bruno, Channel 9 Eyewitness News.
Thank you for sharing that perspective, Joe. Now, Channel 9 spoke with an aviation expert and pilot, John Nance, earlier today to give us some more perspective into this plane that's involved in the investigation.
This is a very sophisticated jet, but this is a very reliable aircraft. It could carry up to 10 to 12 people, and it's certainly easy to fly. We want to know everything that happened. They'll be looking to create a record on everything they possibly can, and then about a year later, they'll issue their final report.
As you've already heard mentioned, Biffle playing a big part in Helene recovery. As a helicopter pilot, he flew into western North Carolina to save people stranded after the storm. Our Hannah Getz covered the recovery during Helene, and she's joining us live. Hannah, you spoke with a firefighter who was with Biffle for some of those missions.
Yeah, Scott, and as you mentioned, I spent days in western North Carolina covering Hurricane Helene, specifically in the Pensacola community, and that's the same community Greg Biffle made multiple supply drops. Now, today I talked to the assistant fire chief at the Pensacola Fire Department, and we talked about the days when the fire department was a field hospital, and Biffle was there to help.
Greg Biffle is known for his work on the racetrack. But in the fall of 2024, in the aftermaths of Hurricane Helene, he became known for his humanitarian efforts.
Greg flew several different days into our community, kind of on the upper end of the community in the Cattail area, which was really hard hit. He actually performed some rescues up there and brought some people out.
A recent NASCAR Hall of Fame nominee, but to many in Western North Carolina, he was already a hero.
He's such a great guy, so down to earth, easy to talk to, and he was a huge help to a community that really, really needed it. That's the kind of thing you don't ever forget.
Bradley Boone is the assistant chief at the Pensacola Fire Department in hard-hit Yancey County. I spent time at his fire station in the days after the hurricane. Today, I talked to him about the help the community received from Biffle when they were praying for a miracle.
Sunday came, they were worried about, what are we going to do? I mean, everybody was cut off from the world. And they got in the station there and started praying for help. And they hadn't much more than said amen. They looked and there was a blue helicopter circling overhead.
Boone says Biffle's home became a base for private aircrafts to take life-saving supplies to the mountains. Documenting a lot of the work on his YouTube channel, Biffle brought not just supplies, but hope for the people there.
I've seen a lot of posts from Pensacola people on Facebook. Everybody's heartbroken. It's a sad day for us in Pensacola.
Now, the condolences are pouring in from all over, including from some of those nonprofits that Biffle worked with during Hurricane Helene rescue efforts. And we will have more on that coming up at 5:30. Live in North Charlotte, Hannah Getz, Channel 9, Eyewitness News.
Just a taste of the man who he was. Hannah, thank you.
And this is unfortunately not the first time that NASCAR has lost one of its stars in an aviation crash. It was in April of 1993 that champion Alan Kulwicki and 3 others were on a private plane when it crashed near Blountfield, Tennessee. The FAA says ice in the engine inlet caused it. A few months later in July, Davey Allison tried to land a helicopter near Talladega Speedway when it crashed. He had only flown it 9 times before. The most notable crash was in October of 2004, when 10 people from Hendrick Motorsports were killed when their plane crashed into Bull Mountain in Virginia. Investigators say it happened during a missed approach to Blue Ridge Airport, about 12 miles west of Martinsville Speedway.
After the first crash reports came in, we launched Chopper 9 Sky Zoom, but some low clouds, a low ceiling north of Charlotte actually prevented us from getting any aerial look at the damage. Our chief meteorologist, John Aarons, is in Severe Weather Center 9. We want to stress we don't know what caused the plane to go down, but as far as flying, it was not good conditions.
Very poor sky. We've seen the ceilings were as low as about 700 feet. These are the visibilities that we have right now at the ground level, and around that time of the crash, it was about 4 miles or so, but the cloud deck got all the way up past 5,000 feet. And just based on your altitude reports, they were up certainly in that overcast conditions. And of course, the rain that's been continuing, and that will continue up in from the south. So again, way too early to talk about as far as what caused this, but certainly the weather was less than ideal.
Wow. So I think I'm in a stream you, so drop a like if you like, and comment below if you want to see more streams like this. And subscribe if you're new, and click the bell so you can be notified when I upload, when I go live. And you didn't read the get to Lolcow live with Kim, Boogie, and Burrito. Is the video working? Okay, it's in the video work. It's in, so you didn't video work to Lolcow live with Kim, Burrito, and Boogie. And told Kim, I said, what's up? Told Kim, I said, what's up? So I'm out. Bye.